Good afternoon and welcome to the 9th World Glaucoma E-Congress and to the Bangladesh Glaucoma Society Symposium. I am Dr. Nazrul Islam. The symposium will be on primary open-angle glaucoma, Bangladesh perspective. Along with me, Dr. Sheikh M. A. Mannaf and Dr. Mizanur Rahman will be the co-chair in this session. In this session, we have 5 video presentations. Dr. Ruhi Mannan will talk on investigations of primary open-angle glaucoma, Bangladesh scenario. Then, Dr. Shahnaz Hassan will talk on medical management of primary open-angle glaucoma, Bangladesh perspective. Dr. Salma Parveen will speak on laser treatment of POAG. Dr. Bipul Kumar Desharkar will talk on surgical management of primary open-angle glaucoma. And finally, Dr. Ashraful Haq will speak on present and future aspect of POAG management, Bangladesh perspective. At the conclusion of all the presentations, we'll have a live question and answer session with all speakers and chair. Please send through any questions that you might have while viewing the presentations. Now, we'll start the session, and I hope it will be an interesting session and you will enjoy the content. Thank you very much.
Welcome you all to 9th World Glaucoma E-Congress, Bangladesh Glaucoma Society session. I am Dr. Ruhi Mannan, current Scientific Secretary of Bangladesh Glaucoma Society. I'll be talking on investigations of primary open-angle glaucoma, current Bangladesh scenario. I have got no financial disclosure regarding this presentation. Whenever we talk of primary open-angle glaucoma, the characteristic features that strike in our mind is that it's a disease of bilateral onset, mostly occurring in adults with higher ranges of intraocular pressure and open angle, characteristic features of the optic disc cupping and visual field loss. But with the advent of terms like that of ocular hypertension and normal tension glaucoma, the investigation profile of primary open-angle glaucoma deserves more attention. Thinking of the disease load of glaucoma in Bangladesh, according to our last glaucoma survey, current prevalence stands at 2.1 to 3.1% in population aged more than 40 years, and POAG is the primary mechanism. These are a few features that we often come across while evaluating the features of glaucomatous optic neuropathy. The most important points that we ponder over while investigating a case of primary open-angle glaucoma are commonly the anterior segment biometrics like that of CCT, anterior chamber angle, intraocular pressure, etc., posterior segment evaluation, and estimation of the glaucomatous neuropathy by visual field analysis. Starting with the intraocular pressure, although Goldmann applanation tonometry is the gold standard, however, NCT, that is non-contact tonometry, has become widely popular in Bangladesh right now due to advantageous situation. The term of IOP phasing arises with NTG. Certain corneal properties like that of corneal thickness, corneal hysteresis, corneal resistance factor influence IOP measurement. Therefore, we are widely using corneal pachymeter and anterior segment OCT for CCT measurement. But our several glaucoma specialists are also interested in aura and DCT use for proper measurement of IOP considering hysteresis and contour magic. Gonioscopy is an essential part and parcel of glaucoma diagnostics, and it should be done in earlier part of the visits. But with these newer techniques like UBM and anterior segment OCT, the job has become quite easier for Bangladeshi glaucoma specialists. For optic disc evaluation, so far we used to do several techniques, but whatever we did, the question of inter-observer variation were always there. Thereby, we're trying to emphasize more on objective disc assessment with HRT, OCT, and GDX-like machines. Last but not the least, visual field analysis. Although automated perimetry is an important tool, and Humphrey and Octopus-like machines are quite popular throughout our country, but we know that earlier POAG, there is no sign of visual field loss. Therefore, for earlier detection, shortwave automated perimetry and FDT-like machines are also looked upon too. OCT angiogram is a new and familiar machine in current glaucoma world. Therefore, we, the Bangladeshi glaucoma specialists, are also becoming familiar to its use in glaucoma. If we think about the future, we are waiting for beautiful machines like these to come to the country in coming years, like that of portable perimeter, glaucoma forum, 360-degree gonio, and Antrio-like machines. So, to summarize, we know that although the future glaucoma diagnosis lies in the hands of these very beautiful machines, but lying at a country where the population currently is at about 180 million or more, the glaucoma load of patients in Bangladesh is more than millions. Thereby, we have to give more emphasis onto machines like that are classical and more useful that can be used nationwide, considering like CCT, visual field analysis, color fundus photography, OCT, etc. But we're also trying to getting used to these beautiful modern glamorous machines as well. Certainly looking forward to a better future for our glaucoma patient. Thank you for your patient hearing.
Welcome everybody. I'm Dr. Shahnaz Hassan is going to present about medical management of primary open-angle glaucoma. I have no financial conflicts of interest to disclose. Primary open-angle glaucoma, one of the leading causes of irreversible vision loss worldwide, and Bangladesh is no different from it. So what are the treatment modality available in Bangladesh? Medication, laser, surgery, and Bangladesh is doing well in all aspects. So principle of management of primary open-angle glaucoma management is first we should determine baseline IOP. We should establish target IOP and usually start with one drug. Prostaglandin analog is the drug of choice. And if the cost is issue, we can use alpha-2 agonist and beta blocker. If second drug is needed, should be of different groups and combination drug is preferable. Rule out any contraindication and check for systemic medications. We should also give regular follow-up. If target IOP not achieved with one drug, switch drug before adding second drug, and surgery is indicated when more than 3 medications are needed. So before setting target IOP, we should consider the following things. Initial pressure at which the optic nerve head damages occur. If it is low, target IOP should be lower. If life expectancy is long, target IOP should be lower. And if optic nerve damage is more, target IOP should be lower, and vice versa. We should also consider the other things like the recurrent disc hemorrhage, exfoliation, IOP fluctuation, thin central corneal thickness, family history of vision loss from primary open-angle glaucoma. Now, I would like to share some of my glaucoma patient management. This is the male patients with high myopia, intraocular pressure, right eye 16, left eye 17 with pimodidine and timolol combination drug. Having the thin CCT and advanced field defect, I added here Taclopost eye drop and advised for HbF 10 days 2 and give a short follow-up. This is the female patients taking antihypertensive medication at night. This is systemic antihypertensive medications. This patient color fundus photography and red P photography shows the retinal nerve fiber defect and corresponding field defect present in both eyes. So I started here Travoprost eye drop having normal intraocular pressure. This is the male patients with ocular hypertension with intraocular pressure, right eye 26 and left eye 28 millimeter of mercury, and with branch retinal vein occlusion in left eye. So I started here dorzolamide and timolol combination drug. This is the ocular hypertensive medication available in Bangladesh. This is the fixed combination anti-glaucoma medication also available in our country. And nowadays, new drug Rh2 kinase inhibitor, netasudil and netanoplast combination nesudil plus drug is available in our country. This slide shows the ocular side effect using the prostaglandin analog and carbonic anhydrase inhibitor. As our experienced prostaglandin analog does more hyperpigmentation of the lids and periorbital skin in darker area. in those having the darker skin. So what are the challenges in our country? Lack of awareness, a lack of compliance, which goes hand in hand with awareness. Patients living in remote areas are late present with the disease, and lack of ophthalmic centers make things more harder. And as other developing countries, there are also few ophthalmologists in our country, and distribution of them is mostly urban oriented. So most of the patients are without ophthalmic care. The cost of the equipment necessary for the diagnosis of glaucoma is also a challenge in our country, and difficult for poor patients to continue with proper glaucoma drugs is also a challenge for our country. So how can we overcome the challenge? First, we should build awareness among the general population. We should upgrade the knowledge level of all healthcare personnel, and counseling is the important paramount regarding management of primary open-angle glaucoma. Actually, it needs more chair time. Building up a strong referral practice is important so the patient with primary open-angle glaucoma can present to us in earlier stage. Choosing cost-effective drug as the first line of therapy. So in conclusion, I must say it's a lifelong treatment. So we must be judicious before starting anti-glaucoma medication. Gonioscopy is must before starting any medical treatment. Communication is the key. We should assess the medication regimen regularly. And we must be sure patient knows how to instill the drop. And we must be attuned to cost issue. So the compliance, cost effectiveness, and follow-up is a constant challenge in our scenario. Thank you all for your patience hearing.
Hello everyone. Welcome to my presentation on laser treatment in open-angle glaucoma, Bangladesh perspective. I'm Dr. Salma Parveen from Bangladesh, and I am the Secretary General of Bangladesh Glaucoma Society. I have no financial disclosure. Laser I have been using for so many years for the treatment of the open-angle glaucoma and different type of glaucoma, and we are using the laser in open-angle glaucoma also. These are the list of the lasers in open-angle glaucoma: argon laser, trabeculoplasty, or ALT, SLT, MLT, DLCP, and so many lasers are there for the open-angle glaucoma treatment. In our country, in Bangladesh, we are using ALT since 2000, SLT since 2013, and DLCP since 2017, and we are using also the argon laser suture lysis in different center whenever required. These are the comparison between the MLT, SLT, and ALT. And in MLT and SLT, frequency doubling YAG laser is used with wavelength 532 nanometer. And these MLT and SLT are repeatable as because these are not structurally damage the trabecular meshwork, and ALT damage the trabecular meshwork. So SLT and MLT are superior to the ALT. SLT, it could be the ideal first line of treatment in the open-angle glaucoma. The indication of the IOP remains high despite the maximally tolerated medical therapy having the side effects of the AGM. Patient is non-compliant to the treatment of the AGM, pseudoexfoliation glaucoma, ocular hypertension, and this is most important for the open-angle glaucoma with the pregnancy. And it should not be used in case of the narrow angle and the presence of the PAS or uveitic glaucoma and advanced glaucoma. These pictures are some of the side effects of the anti-glaucoma medication, and SLT is a very good option for these type of patients. SLT is an outdoor delivery system. We should have a good gonio lens for the SLT, and the delivery system through the slit lamp by microscopy, and here the surface anesthesia is used. This is a short video clip. You can increase or decrease the power setting of the SLT by 0.1 millijoule depending on the pigmentation in the trabecular meshwork. This is inside the trabecular meshwork, inside the angle of the entry chamber. The laser is going on, and the end point of the laser is the champagne bubble, and the size of the spot is 400 microns. So this is very easy to deliver. There are so many benefits of the SLT. The procedure is very short, outpatient based, with a quick recovery and the safety profile, effective and easier to deliver. This is very repeatable, uncommon, and transient self-limiting adverse effects are there. And SLT has been shown to be the cost-effective and approximately 20% reduction in the intraocular pressure in 60 to 70% of the eyes. Another laser we are using in our country is diode laser cyclophotocoagulation, or DLCP, for the open angle glaucoma treatment. DLCP is a time-tested procedure of pure complication. This is a transscleral diode laser, 810 nanometer wavelength is used here. This is the cyclodestructive procedure of choice. Indication could be the advanced glaucoma uncontrolled with the medical treatment, primary glaucoma. This is our DLCP machine with fiber optic cable and the G probe. And success rate of DLCP in our hand is approximately 70%. You can use it single or repeated cyclodiode treatment can be possible with this machine. And refractory glaucoma can be managed on a long-term basis. This is either OPD or in the OT setting, local anesthetic used like peribulbar block. No need for the sterile draping of the eye, applied 1.5 millimeter behind the surgical limbus, and superior nasal quadrant is spared for the future surgery if needed. This is a small short video clip for the DLCP. And number of the band depends on the pre-laser intraocular pressure for the patient. So in conclusion, laser treatment has also become a very popular option of treatment in glaucoma and in Bangladesh like other countries. SLT, argon laser, suture lysis, and DLCP regularly used in different centers in our country. MLT and other lasers hopefully will come in practice in near future. So thank you. Thank you very much for your patient hearing.
Welcome to Bangladesh Glaucoma session. I, Dr. Bipul Kumar Sarkar. I will talk regarding surgical management of primary open-angle glaucoma in Bangladesh perspective. I have no financial disclosure. Already, you know our treatment approach in primary open-angle glaucoma. Usually, we go for surgical option when target IOP can't achieve either medication or laser therapy. In a developing country like Bangladesh, most of the cases present with moderate to severe stages of glaucoma. That's why our preferred surgical option is filtration surgery like trabeculectomy and tube shunt surgery. But when patient present with mild to moderate stages, then we go for laser therapy or MIGS. You know, trabeculectomy is a gold standard glaucoma filtration surgery, but it is an unpredictable surgery. There are different types of complication may happen even successful trabeculectomy like flat bleb, thin bleb, cystic bleb, and choroidal detachment may happen. That's why for getting better result, we are using different type of antimetabolites like mitomycin C collagen. We are modifying our technique, and we are also using different types of sutural technique. When POG associated with significant cataract, that time we need to go for combined surgery. In case of single trabeculectomy, after conjunctival peritomy, we are using different types of antimetabolites, and we are making scleral flap either in triangular or rectangular. And for closing of the scleral flap, we are using different types of Schwartz technique, suture technique, like fixed suture technique and releasable suture technique. In case of fixed suture technique, we are using laser suture lysis in postoperative period. And in case of combined surgery, we are also using different types of antimetabolites. And for phacoemulsification, usually we use separate port. And after phacoemulsification and lens implantation, we are also closing scleral flap by triangular flap or releasable suture technique. You know, in case of combined surgery, good bleb is an indicator of good filtration, and we are getting good control of intraocular pressure after combined surgery and good visual outcome after proper phacoemulsification. We are also practicing different types of non-penetrating filtration surgeries like deep sclerostomy and viscocanalostomy. Though it has less complication, but it is less effective than trabeculectomy. We are also using different types of MIGS. Some are acting by increased trabecular outflow like iStent. Some are subconjunctival increasing filtration like Zenzel stent, and some are supracoidal shunt, and some acting by decreasing aqueous production like endocyclic photocoagulation. Usually, MIGS is indicated for mild to moderate stages of glaucoma. It is a safe microincisional approach and rapid recovery is possible, but it is a costly procedure and not suitable for advanced POG. These are the commonly practicing MIGS in our country like iStent, Express Shunt, Cohog dural blade, and usually we do these types of MIGS in case of mild to moderate stages of POG when target IOP can't achieve by laser therapy and medication. Sometimes POG become refractory, like POG after multiple failed trabeculectomy, POG associated with neovascularization after BRVO and CRVO, and sometimes POG become complicated with VR surgery, pseudophakia, aphakia, or trauma. And that time, we need to go for glaucoma drainage device implantation. We are commonly practicing Ahmed glaucoma valve implantation. At the same time, we are also doing oroaqueous drainage implant, which is a low-cost non-valve glaucoma drainage device, and we are also getting good control of intraocular pressure in case of other implantation. So, in conclusion, when moderate to severe stages of POG, we go for trabeculectomy. When POG associated with significant cataract, then we go for trabeculectomy with cataract extraction. When mild to moderate stages of POG, we go for MIGS, and when POG become refractory, then we go for glaucoma drainage device implantation, and where is no visual or guarded visual prognosis, we go for cyclophotocoagulation. Thank you. Thank you for patient sharing.
Respected delegates, greetings from Bangladesh Glaucoma Society. I am Dr. Ashraful Haq, current organizing secretary of the society. We will now talk on the present and future aspect of primary open-angle glaucoma management, Bangladesh perspective. I have no financial interest. So Bangladesh, we have over 147,000 square kilometer of areas, but we are the 8th most densely populated country in the world. We have 1,200 ophthalmologists. Among them, around 90 are the glaucoma specialists. So for the glaucoma management, from awareness to the training for the specialists and surgeons, we have all these steps and all the things available in Bangladesh, but it is with our limited resources. Bangladesh Glaucoma Society is arranging a regular awareness program for the patients to know about glaucoma, along with celebrating the World Glaucoma Week every year in all over the Bangladesh. Along with Bangladesh Glaucoma Society, National Eye Care has a glaucoma screening project. Here we go to the periphery and screen and diagnose the glaucoma patient and refer them to the tertiary center for further better management. And the investigation facilities, the visual field analysis, optical coherence tomography, color fundus photograph, corneal topography, anterior segment OCT, and OCT angiogram are all available in most of the tertiary eye hospitals in Bangladesh. So for the primary open-angle glaucoma management, the medical therapy, laser, and surgery are all done by most of the glaucoma specialists in Bangladesh. Regarding the drops, we have available these drops in Bangladesh along with the combined preparations by our local pharmaceuticals. But the cost of these drops and the financial status of our patients are most important, because many patients cannot afford to continue these drops because of the cost. So that we need to take initiative for that. So our target is the availability of all the drops by minimum prices that the patient can afford it by our local pharmaceuticals company, and also with the availability of all the drops which are not still available in Bangladesh to make it available in our local market. Regarding the laser, the selective laser trabeculoplasty is mostly done surgery by our surgeons, but we are looking forward to have the Cyclo G6 glaucoma laser via G-probe Illuminate to manage the refractory glaucoma cases. Having this will help our surgeons to manage the refractory glaucoma, so we are looking forward of it. And regarding the surgery, the trabeculectomy is the majority of the glaucoma surgeons are performing the trabeculectomy, but we also perform the valve implantation and MIGS surgeries. This is the video of express mini shunt surgery by one of the most experienced and senior glaucoma specialist in Bangladesh, Professor M. Nazrul Islam. He implanted it in Bangladesh. But the availability of these valves and shunts are not regular, and also cost is one of the issue. So majority of the patient cannot afford it, and also we need to have more skilled surgeon to perform this surgery. So what could be the future of the glaucoma management that is cost effective for our patients? This is the gonioscopy assisted transluminal trabeculectomy. Using the 5-0-Prolene is a very cost effective, and it will be helpful for the patient. And also the bent AB internal needle goniectomy. This is also very cost effective, and we are performing it in Bangladesh already. So along with the surgeries, the hands-on surgical training facilities and the mentor-mentee interaction sessions, Bangladesh Glaucoma Society is organizing it regularly. And the long-term glaucoma fellowship, we have the facilities by few of our institute, but we hope that more institute will come up with the facilities for the long-term glaucoma fellowship so that we can produce more glaucoma surgeons in Bangladesh. And recently, Bangladesh Glaucoma Society is going for a national survey and evaluation of disease burden and prevalence of glaucoma in Bangladesh. After publishing this survey, we hope that we can understand the exact scenario of glaucoma patients in Bangladesh, and our health policy maker can get a clear idea about what to do about the National Blindness Project. So, Bangladesh Glaucoma Society is working for the awareness, screening, and management protocol for the best possible benefit of glaucoma patients in Bangladesh. And our goal is the availability of all best possible glaucoma management for all patients in Bangladesh. And we are working for it. Thank you for patient hearing.
Thank you very much for the fantastic presentations by all 5 speakers. Each of you has done really excellent. Dr. Ruhi Mannan, Dr. Shahnaz Hassan, Dr. Salma Parveen, Dr. I think Ashraful Haq, and another Dr. Bipul De Sarkar is here. Dr. Bipul De Sarkar, yes. So thank you very much. So let me introduce the chairman of this session, Professor Sheikh Mannaf. Would you please give your video, sir? Professor Sheikh Mannaf and Professor Mizanur Rahman.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So welcome to this session, sir, Professor Sheikh Mannaf. So you have seen all fantastic presentations by 5 brilliant speakers. So now would you please have your comment on the first speaker, Dr. Ruhi Mannan. She spoke on the investigations on primary open-angle glaucoma. Professor Sheikh Mannaf, please.
Thank you very much for giving me the time. I am very much happy to join this World Glaucoma Congress, and I am very happy by hearing these all these speakers' presentation, and they have spoken very nicely in all these subjects. And I can comment on the presentation of Dr. Ruhi. She is really a very good speaker, spoken very good and nicely. And I have question to Ruhi that do you think there is a good role of NGOCT for the diagnosis of primary open-angle glaucoma?
Thank you, sir, for the question. Nowadays, OCT angio has become quite widely popular in Western world, and also in lieu with that, we have in Bangladesh started in few centers, tertiary level, OCT angiogram, and a few of our participants here also have good papers on OCT angiogram, I guess, that are presented in good journals as well. So my point of view is that, sir, OCT angiogram has a very significant role, considering the point that there are significant loss of vessels, vessel number reduction in peripapillar region, in macular region, and also in choroidal vessels, the parameters that are set in the machine, which are quite correlatable with that of the severity of the visual field loss. So if you think about very early detection of glaucoma, especially with that of NTG and earlier PAG, which are not visible in visual field sometimes, OCT angiogram may play a very good role. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ruhi Mannan and Professor Sheikh Mannaf. And now can I request Professor Mizanur Rahman to have a comment on the second speaker, Dr. Shahnaz Hassan. She spoke about medical management.
Thank you, Professor M. Nazrul Islam. First of all, I'm grateful to World Glaucoma Association and on behalf of Bangladesh Glaucoma Society, I welcome you all. Dr. Shahnaz, she nicely present on details the practical applications of drugs on her patient with efficacy and side effects. And also she mentioned the challenges for medical treatment and how to overcome these challenges. Actually, for management of POAG, the setup for target pressure is very important for the individual patient. And that setup must have criteria. It will depend on the stage of glaucoma and the other factors. And now I have a question to Dr. Shahnaz. How you are set up your target intraocular pressure in your daily practice?
Thank you, sir. Actually, it's a very nice question. Also, I am very much thankful to World Glaucoma Association. Actually, first I try to find out the baseline IOP. Then I also, of course, the actual IOP with the help of the central corneal thickness. Then I assess the severity of the disease by seeing the OCT optic nerve head and visual field. And according to severity of the disease, like the advanced disease stage and rapid progression, I try to keep the IOP at the lower tip. And actually, when the moderate stage of disease, I always try to keep it at or below the level of 15 millimeter of mercury. And when the mild stage of disease and glaucoma suspect and ocular hypertension, I try to keep it at upper teens level.
Thank you, Dr. Shahnaz.
And Professor Mijan for the good answer. And now I'm going to third speaker, Dr. Salma Parveen. Yeah, that is so nicely. All the laser is available in Bangladesh now. And most of the lasers are really useful. So one of the question to you that what is the advantages of SLT over the medication? Because you know that SLT drops only few millimeter of mercury, and only one drop also can drop the IOP a little bit. So what are the advantages of SLT over the medical treatment?
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your nice question. The main advantage of SLT over the other lasers is that it does not structurally damage the trabecular meshwork. It works by the biological changes within the trabecular meshwork. This is the first advantage of the SLT. So we can use the SLT repeatedly. That is the most advantage of the SLT. And it effectively, if we do the SLT, it reduces the intraocular pressure by 20 to 25% in the patient. And it has wide range of the indication in the different about the open angle glaucoma. And over the other medical treatment, that there are so many of side effects in different AGM. We cannot do all the AGM in different patients, like pregnancy, open angle glaucoma. This is an excellent option of treatment, SLT, and like premature glaucoma and other open angle glaucoma. So it works for 1 to 2 years, and you can off the other AGM also if it effectively you can done it, and if the intraocular pressure effectively reduce. So this is a good option, actually, I must say.
Thank you very much. And I know that in Bangladesh we have many centers that have the SLT facilities. So definitely, if the people know about it, they will be more interested to do SLT than giving the put-it drop. And you know that many people throughout the world now do not give the drop first, that in the open angle glaucoma, because they try to do the SLT first, because it has, as you told, that it has a less complication, and even it is very safe, even for the pregnancy. Definitely.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And now we're going to the
this is the first line of treatment.
Yes.
Most of the cases you can do it as a first line of treatment.
Of course. Thank you very much. Thank you. And now going to the fourth presentation. Very nicely, Dr. Bipul Kumar Desarkar, you have shown the different surgeries, including trabeculectomy, the devices, the glaucoma drainage devices, mix, and some laser also. Very nice. And I think I will request Professor Sheikh Mannaf again to have a comment on his presentation. And if you have any question, please, sir.
Thank you, Professor Nazrul. Thanks, everybody. I have heard the presentation of Bipul, and he has covered almost all the things in his presentation, short presentation. And he has spoken all types of surgery also. And everybody knows that I support and I like trabeculectomy for the glaucoma surgeries among all. And people have shown many variations and many modifications. I can ask people that what type of modification in trabeculectomy you like best for a successful glaucoma surgery?
Thank you, sir. Actually, different types of modification now we are practicing in our country. In case of good for getting proper good control of intraocular pressure in trabeculectomy. First of all, we are using different types of antimetabolites like mitomycin C, 5-FU, and new collagen matrix like collagen. But you know, mitomycin C is a low cost antimetabolites, and if we can use in proper way, in proper concentration according to need of the cases, then we are always getting good control and good condition of bleb in post-operative period in case of trabeculectomy. And another modification is making the scleral flap. There are different way we are making the scleral flap. It may be triangular, it may be rectangular, it may be short tunnel scleral flap. So different surgeon use different technique. All are effective, but few are easy to make, easy to close. So it depends upon to surgeon, but outcome is more or less same. And another thing is closing the scleral flap. That means sutural technique. There are sutural technique we are using in case of trabeculectomy, like fixed suture technique, releasable suture, adjustable suture technique. But in case of triangular flap, we are also practicing one fixed suture, two side releasable suture. Or the other hand, we can use one apical releasable suture and two side fixed suture technique. But in case of fixed suture, keep to mind that sometimes in post-operative period there may be high IOP, then you need to do. So if you have the facility of laser suture lysis, then you can make the fixed suture technique, no problem. But if you don't have the laser suture lysis facilities, then it is better to do releasable suture, because in post-operative period there may be some.
Before I asked you, who is one you think best? Only one.
So, I think releasable suture is best. Releasable suture, you can sleep oil, so you can avoid single suture, or if you don't have the suture lysis technique. Yes.
Thank you. I think Professor Mannam got the answer. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Bipul. I think another question to you, Bipul, that you are using the mitomycin C. Now in Bangladesh also, many of us are using subtenon, the subconjunctival MMC locus. What do you think about this? Do you have any experience with that? Or are you using only the sponge, soaked with sponge?
Sir, I can use in both way, either subtenons or subconjunctival or using the sponge. But I think if you inject the mitomycin C by subconjunctival injection, so there may be chance of inject the mitomycin C interconjunctival phase, or not in the in subconjunctival or substenal phase. So if MMC goes in the interconjunctival phase, there is thin bleb or cystic bleb or hanging bleb is more common. But if you apply it to soft sponge, then you can properly apply it where you are going to apply. There is less complication. I think you can say better than me. You can say better than
experience of that complication.
Yes,
that,
sir.
Because I'm using for last 2 years, I don't find any problem. Because you have to give subtenon definitely, and usually the give the like concentration that you want to give. So this is one of the modification people are doing in many parts of the world. Thank you so much. Now we are coming to the last presenter, but not least, Dr. Ashraful Haq. He has presented so nicely the present, the facility we have, and he has dreamed what is the future of Bangladesh, like including mix and all, definitely. So I'll request again our president of Bangladesh Glaucoma Society, Professor Mizanur Rahman, to have your comment and any question to Dr. Ashraful Haq.
Ashraful Haq has presented an uncommon presentation, and that one he presented very nicely. And I am so happy that he has presented very nicely the Bangladesh perspective in this World Glaucoma Congress. So I congratulate Dr. Ashraful Haq for this nice presentation. And I have also requested sometimes Dr. Professor Mizan to speak on some uncommon subjects also. So this uncommon subject, Ashraful Haq made a very easy presentation. That's why I congratulated him. And I wish he will speak in another subject very nicely in future.
So if you have any question to Dr. Ashraful Haq, if not, I will ask Dr. Ashraf. What you have nicely told, elaborated regarding the awareness that Bangladesh Glaucoma Society and Dr. Bangladesh is doing really hard work to increase the awareness of glaucoma. What do you think? Is it important? Why it is so important? Can you explain?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your first question. The thing is that awareness is very much important for this third world country and developing country like Bangladesh, because as in my presentation, I showed that all of the surgeons are doing most of the procedure in the glaucoma. But the thing about the patient, because they need to know when they need to come to the doctors, so that the awareness is very important, because most of the cases we find the cases of advanced glaucoma cases. So if they can aware, we can aware the patient and let them know that when they need to come to the doctor, we can control and manage the glaucoma.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We have come to the end of this session. We have a few seconds more. Definitely, I'd like to thank our chairman, Professor Shakib Mannaf, Professor Mizanur Rahman for their time. And the session was really excellent. I have learned myself many things from all the speakers, Dr. Ruhi Mannan, Dr. Shahnaz Hassan, Dr. Salma Parveen, Dr. Bipul Kumar Desh Sarkar, and Dr. Ashraful Haq. And on behalf of Bangladesh Glaucoma Society, I'd like to thank all the audience who have joined to us in this session and who will listen to us in future. Thank you very much. And we thank World Glaucoma Association for giving the opportunity to the Bangladesh Glaucoma Association to have this symposium. Thank you all.